So it started now, inshallah. I'll share this with you on my channel. So we agreed that business is an I didn't ask anything to do. We agreed that business is an activity that brings profit, and there are other organizations also who do operations, but they are not for profit. So within the business domain, we identified operations, isn't it? You searched for, or you already knew some of the operations, and you have shared it with us. Though it was a voluntary work, but I am happy to see that all the 4 groups, a lot of students have shared their answers on the group, as well as some of them have sent on email also. So very good. Regarding operations in business, we discussed this definition, right? We discussed this definition that every activity, kul amaliyat fil idara, that helps. Yesterday one girl, she translated many of the slides. So you can also, simultaneously, now, since we are taking online class, we are all at ease. So we can do one thing. Each slide as it passes, you can just translate and post it on the group, so that it's a better learning. So like, for example, this definition, we can translate, post it on the group. I'll also read, and it will give a better understanding. So everything that happens within a company to keep it running and earning money is referred. This is a definition of business operation. Amaliyat fil idara. That's what, there may be many definitions, but I just wanted to take a definition which is more concise, easy, and since we don't have to take a very formal definition of operations. Okay, so 2 parts are there in any operation, because all the students should be clear what an operation is. Why are we studying this course? How will it be useful in solving business operations problems when we know what operation is? So there are, any activity, like the activity we are doing right now. We are teaching, we are learning. That's an activity, action taking place, so we can improve this action. Similarly, in the business, there are actions in marketing, in HR, in IT, in finance, and those actions, either they are there to keep the business running, to make products, services, to sell products and services. So many of the activities keep the business going, and marketing or selling, they earn money by selling the products to the customers. So this is effectively or collectively called business operations. Okay. So before we go to the new thing, I just wanted to share what you have posted on the group, and let's take the examples that you have given right from the first ones. I'll quickly go through. Maybe I'll not write down everything, but I'll just pick up some of them so that we have some examples of business operations. See, this is group 1. Yesterday, we did the same exercise in group 2 also. Today, for you, I'll make a new slide, and this is your group, your examples, group 5. So let's see what you wrote in the group. The first example was posted by Shahad al-Nifai. She said marketing, HR, and finance. So I hope you must be clear by now that these are not operations, but these are the names of departments. Within these departments, listen carefully. This is because we are not going to repeat this again. We might not get the time to go to such basics again in the course, because it's going to be mathematical, more problem solving, etc. So listen carefully. These are the names of the departments. I mean, you can also follow with me. You can, yeah.
We should study our example.
Yeah, I am showing you. I am just reading out from the message, from the WhatsApp message, right from the first, and I'll just keep on writing the examples that you have given. Don't worry, just follow me what I am doing. Okay. So that was the first. Then Nada Ali, she posted again. She gave 3 examples: marketing, human resource management, accounting, and finance. Again, these are the names of departments. Then there is one student who didn't name herself in the WhatsApp group. She said HRM, accounting and finance, marketing, research and development. I am sorry I couldn't answer Muruj. I'm very sorry. She asked, should we answer here or in the blackboard? Yeah, of course, it was supposed to be here. Don't worry, it was a voluntary assignment, but still I am sorry for that. Okay. Then there is another student who is not named. You should name yourself and proper formal first name, so that I can know who you are in the group. Just change it, and all other teachers also, we should know that, because anonymous members in the group are not good. So then the other student with the mobile number 56487, she wrote marketing, HRM, accounting and finance. Then Bodur, she wrote marketing, finance, HR. So you are clear, right? Why I am saying these are not the operations I am looking for. The moment I get the first operation, I will write it there on the slide. You can see the slide, right? Then Nawal says customer service and accounting. That is a very good example of operation: customer service and accounting. Yes, of course, these are operation. These are the activities conducted within business. I don't need to write the name of the student, because it's enough, just calling your name, because it's not more about, because other students feel bad when they missed out or something. So only giving the example is enough. Okay. Then customer SA is another student who says customer service, distribution, marketing. 2 examples of operations are good: customer service, and she said distribution. Yes, distribution is also a good example of business operation. Within marketing, one of the functions of the marketing is to make the products reach whom? The consumers, isn't it? So that's an activity that takes place. What else? Then Athir, she also posted the names of the departments. I think this is Salma. She said HR, marketing, customer service. Customer service is already there, so no need to repeat. R is there one student who wrote HR, marketing, production, finance. Again, this is the name of departments. Gharam said general business administration, marketing, HRM, observation, calculating profits. Yeah, of course, calculating profits we are already there in accounting, but it is an activity that takes place. Vajdan says HR, marketing, production, finance. Rawabi says finance, executive management, investment. Yeah, investment is a very good example of a finance operation that takes place in the business, and other examples are there. Then Lama says accounting and finance, production, R&D, customer service. Asrar Al-Harsi says raw material, procurement. Procurement is an operation which falls under either supply chain management or operations management. Procurement of raw materials or parts, spare parts. This is a very good example, which is operation. And here, whenever there is an operation, whenever there is an activity going on, then we we have to think how to improve, how to make it better. So procurement, we are buying some raw materials from a supplier. We are buying, suppose cost is the factor, so we were buying for 100 reals. Our target will be to reduce it, to make it 90, or if the factor is quality, we will like to improve. Here it's an activity, so OR can be applied. Let's move forward. Then Bashir gave example advertising. Yes, good. This is a marketing operation. Advertising, customer service we already had. Wala says human resource, financial, marketing, customer service. Shahad wrote R&D, HR, marketing. These are all department names. Then again there is one R student who said finance, marketing, production. Ragad also gave the examples of departments. Then Muruj says, Muruj again, okay, she has given the answer. Good. So I take back my sorry from you, okay, because we have already posted. She says, and very good, this is more comprehensive than the previous ones. Every organization or entity compete and making a profit by performing a set of operations that fall under the range of departments, which include, very good. So you understand, this is a very good explanation. So if she can translate, or any other student can translate this one, things will be crystal clear to all. What I mean, why I am emphasizing on this, to understand what business operation is, because only then we will see the application of the course in business, because we have to see why are we studying this, where we can apply. So here you see this one, this explanation is very good. I hope if she has written from her own, or if she has copied from somewhere, Muruj should give a reference also, that will make it better. Okay, so what are the examples? In HR she says recruitment, yeah, hiring people, recruitment is an example. Then training, very good, training is an operation that takes place. What else? Prepare financial statement, yeah, reporting, financial reporting is an operation. Good. Then what else? Lending money, of course, lending. Some companies do lend, yeah, they also sell bonds. Companies, big companies, they sell bonds, and sometimes they lend in normal way also. They give loans, they take loans. What else? In marketing, market research, very good, very good. This is one example which was not given by the previous two groups. Market research, bahut tasweeq, if I am not wrong, is very important. It brings the marketing intelligence, it brings the information to the company, and it's an activity that keeps on going. Customer service has already been given. There are other tasks like distribution, promotion, all are marketing functions. In R&D, she has given document all phases of research and development, yeah, documentation. So okay, let's write it, R&D documentation, that's an operation. So very good, Muruj and all others previous ones. Now let's move forward quickly. Ragad has given example, Iman, Amira. I hope you know why I am not reading them, because first reason is I have already explained these are the names of the departments, and if there is something which is already covered, I am not writing it on the slide. Okay. Shahad also, then Asrar Al-Amir, very good. She has given, she is extended Muruj's examples, and good, very good. So she says in IT department, uh, organizing administrative information and distribution. So we can say information processing. Just make it this very nice. These, I mean, excellent job. This was not. These examples are not present in group 1 and 2. Excellent. So what else? She says public relations, managing media. Of course, very good example. Managing media. It's an operation, and there are some objectives. We can improve the management of media. Develop managing crisis. Okay. Maintenance and technical support, taking care of customer problems. Okay. Customer problems. This is an action. This is an operation that takes place in the business. Analyzing call records, taking care of computer problems. Very good. Then sales department. Very good. I mean, excellent job by Asrar also. These are operations. So within sales department, you make sales plan. So sales plan become an operation. It's an activity. What else? A balance between supply and demand, following up on competitors. Okay, competitor planning, etc. Then we have the answer from Ilian, Asrar al-Shambari. All these are names of departments, and you know where these operations will fit. There is another unnamed student. Then there is another one with R, Urjuban, Bayan. Okay, Bayan Bajafir. She has given some examples like purchasing, financing. All of these are operations. Financing is an operation. Financing meaning procuring the funds. Shahad, I think this is Shahad number 2. She has given advertising, finance, customer service. Amira Ragad has also given some examples. Manar has added more. HR, she has said training. Training we have already covered. Recruitment is already covered. IT department, deal with computer. Okay, means computer regarding the hardwares and softwares. Operations department, transportation. Yeah, transportation is something we have not had so far. So operations or supply chain management, they are responsible for transportation. This is an operation in a business. So your list is quite longer than the other two groups. That's excellent. What else? Bayadir, Iftihaj, Shadu. Who is this Shadu? I don't know. Please, as I said, in the profiles, write your first name, because you are using this number for official purposes for college classes. Write your first name so that teachers can recognize you by your numbers, by your profiles. Then there is one A Ash-Sharif. She has given Amal Ash-Sharif, HR, marketing, production, etc. Amjad gave the same, finance, marketing, etc. Then we have answer from Sama. Okay, so that's it. We have some message. So what we saw, I mean, it's first of all very good. Congratulations, you did a marvelous job. We have a very long list of business operations. So you understand, I mean, it's very clear to all the students in the class that operations mean activities going on within the business company, business firm. And the explanation by Muroj, who gave something, I said if you can translate this one, it will be very good. Every organization or entity compete and make a profit by performing a set of operations that fall under the range of departments. Okay, so these are the activities that take place in different departments, HR, marketing. And as we just saw, that this is why do we do these activities? To keep the company running and making money, keep on selling, making profit. So these are operations. Now let's go to the next part. I hope this is clear to all of you, what operations mean. Okay, so let's go to the second part. If you have not understood, you can stop me. Let's go to the second part. The second part is, let's take one example of the application of management science in business operation. Okay. So that will we don't need to understand the technical details today at this level. Even not today, even in say in the course, we don't need to understand in detail how this is done, because this goes beyond our domain. But we have to know how the example first, and see why is it done, what is the reason. So let's look at this example, the application of management science in the scheduling systems. Scheduling system. Schedule is a very common word, more important, more common for us like students and teachers, isn't it? A schedule, what it is in Arabic, jadwal, and you all are clear what jadwal means. In fact, not just classroom jadwal, jadula. Even in the airline jadula, you understand, isn't it? You know what a schedule means. For a passenger, we mean that it is the timing of the flights, when they are going to fly, when will they reach. And even now, there is a flight tracker system. I mean, you must have used, many of you, to know where, suppose your father or your family member is coming from your brother, your sister is coming from somewhere. We can now check live position of the aircraft. Have you checked it through flight tracker? There is online system through, very easy. You can just go to online. Has anyone checked where the flight is? Although for the last 1 year, we airlines are down, but earlier, before 2020, it was there. Even still it's there, but the flights are very less today. So what we can do, we can check where the flight is right now. So there is a flight tracker system. Have you ever checked it, where your flight is right now? And we can estimate, yeah, it is reaching, or it is on time, it is above Germany right now, or it's passing through Hungary. So all those details you can check it. That's a system which is there now, and passengers can easily find out where their relatives are. So that's a schedule, jadula, meaning the timing of the flights. And then when we say scheduling system in business, in airline industry, it means more than that. It means that it includes how many flights will be going, and what will be the size of the crew members, how much time will it take, petrol or the fuel that is required. All of this is involved here. So the airlines have scheduling systems, and this is an operation, very important operation, because the cost of one flight is huge. Takalif fil tayyara means one movement from one country to the other is huge. You have to carry a certain load of fuel, you have to carry number of crew members, there are pilots, there is maintenance, then the airport that the flight is landing, there are some charges of landing. If you stay beyond the time, you have to pay extra. Anybody here who knows more details, would like to share something more regarding the movement of flights from one country to the other? So this is an operation, and when this is an operation, the management science makes this system better by the application of some tools and techniques. So this is an application you should remember. Now what you can do as on voluntary basis, as I said, the course cannot be completed or made better without your participation. So outside the class, if you feel You can do your research and find out how management science helps the airline industry in scheduling. Lots of details would be there. Summarize it and post it on the group. That's a voluntary activity. It's for our learning sake, not for grades. Okay, so this will make it better. But this is an example. This is an example of how management science is applied to an operation in airline industry. Now, this why is this done? This is done to make it more efficient. There is a word here, efficient. Efficient means what? First of all, let's have the Arabic word for efficient. Efficient means, let's have the Arabic word first. Fa'al. All of you agree? Fa'al, fa'aliya. Efficiency, efficiently. In terms of business, efficiency means that, suppose I have 100 reals with me and I am doing business, so it will become 120. I should make 120 out of it, and I want to improve it. I want to make it 130, 140. So there should be some benchmark against which I say I am efficient. Suppose I am teaching. In every stream of the professional working, there is a requirement for efficiency. So a teacher's efficiency, what it should be, that they are teaching, suppose 50 students. How will you say that this teacher is efficient? The teacher should be able to make as many students understand the concepts as much as possible. Okay, it is accepted that not 100% students will be able to understand 100%, but there should be at least 80% of the students who understand full, and there should be 100% of the students who should understand the basics. Then we say that this is an efficient teaching. So in every operation, if it is manufacturing, teaching, you are driving or doing anything, efficiency means the relationship. Yes, respect all students, have flexibility, so that so what Muruj is saying, she is giving the tips to improve the efficiency. So we have identified that there is an operation called teaching, and then how to improve. So what she has just answered, this is one technique to improve the efficiency, and we are learning one technique which is called the numerical technique to improve the efficiency by resorting to numbers. That will come later, but it's good. So teachers can make it more flexible to understand the problem of each student, wait, ask the students that they understood or not, and this way the efficiency will improve. So input and output is what is related to efficiency. You understand? Input and output. So what do you say? What is input and what is the output? I mean, let's take this example of teaching. So what is the input? Input is the contents or the time that has been, if we look in business terms, the resources that are available for business are time, people, money. So let's say we are giving 2 hours to a course for 50 students, and there is a cost also involved. So this 2 hour is the input. What about the output? Output, as we are saying, it is the learning by the students. So we will check whether it is efficient or not. How do we check? We check with some benchmark. We say, okay, at least minimum the students should score 80% on the exam. So if I take a quiz this week on this particular course lesson, then each student must score 80%. Of course, there will be many who will get 100%, but 80% is the benchmark. And then I will check if the teaching was effective, efficient or not. So that is efficiency. And then apart from that, in the airline industry, we come to the micro, that is the crew members. The crew members are rotated in the most efficient way. Crew members, the people who fly with the aircraft, they have to be there, the full set of the crew. So they keep moving. So suppose it's a 24 hours flight, so they will go from one place to the other. In the other place they will rest, and then again they have to come back to their parent country, their home. So this has to be scheduled, because in the case of flights, airlines, these are long journeys and different countries, so they have to keep moving. The crew members go to far off places, and we have to arrange in a way that it is becoming more efficient. That means we don't have to waste time. We don't waste time or the people's efforts, working hours or cost, and we get the maximum benefit out of it. So that is the role of management science. One example of management science. Let's look at here this picture. The color, do you recognize the color? Which company does it relate to? Do you know any color which represent this, any company? This color is generally used by any company, local or international company, and the picture also tells a lot. You may be knowing, yeah. I mean, in the next slide it's there. So still I need your answer. So do you think any company is related to this color which we are seeing on the map? Yes, you are right. This is the Saudi Airlines network, and Saudi Airline uses this color. Now this the network of Saudi Airlines. Yeah, Asrar is right. This is Saudi Airlines network, and this color it belongs to, it's related to Saudi Airlines logo and brand name. So what we are seeing here is that Saudi Airlines is a Saudi company, and it flies from Saudi destinations to various other parts. It's the national carrier of Saudi Arab, and it has decided to fly from Jeddah to New York. These are all direct flights from one place to the other. So you see here there is one flight from Jeddah to Kano in Africa. There is another from Jeddah to Khartoum, then Accra, or so many, Nairobi. And there are many flights to these places, see, in the Middle East, and many are there in the Europe. Then in USA you see there is Washington, New York, Toronto. The question is, was it a guesswork or was it planned? Of course this is a planning, but why did they decide this way? Why are they not operating all places? Why are they not going to, suppose if they are flying from Jeddah to Turkey, Ankara, why are they not going to all other places in Turkey? Why are they not going to all other places in India, in Pakistan, in USA? In USA there are so many other international airports, but why did they target only Washington, New York only? Maybe one other place is there. So the question is, when a company decides on a particular way of doing operation, what is the reason? Why are they limited? So if we put it this way, that was Saudi Airlines network. Okay, so why is it operating that way? Or we may ask, before I read this question, suppose there is a company, we start a company of selling a product. We have the biggest company, we have lot of money. Is it possible for any company to, Murush says, to focus on a specific operations? That's good, but we are going to touch on some other aspect. why should there be a limit on operations? A company may want to reach to everyone, to every place of the world, but why is it not able to? It's only permitted and licensed. Yeah, good. Why is it not able to reach? Somebody speaking? There are companies, there are big companies, very big companies, still they do not reach, or they don't even have plan to reach to every single person. Suppose Pepsi, do they reach 100% of the people in the world? No. Can they reach? Yes. So Asrar has given the answer. The reason is, even if you wish, even if a company wants to reach to all places, to every customer, it cannot, because the answer to this question is no. An organization does not have unlimited resources. There are other good answers for my question, previous question, by, like, for example, Bayan says maybe for best quality, of course, but why not? Why is it not possible to offer best quality to all? What is the problem? If you have money, if you have resources, why can't we give best quality to more people? Why is it so? It should not be an obstacle. It's possible. We have lot of money, so when we are giving to 100 people, and if we are very efficient, we can give to 1000 people. The answer is no. Organizations, even the biggest organizations like the Walmart, in terms of money, wealth, or Aramco, or Al-Marai Corporation, Bank Al-Ahli, that Bank Al-Ahli got merged, not got merged, took over. It will be merged with Samba Bank. It will become very big. Do you know this? It will become very big, but will still be, will it like to target all customers? No, it cannot, because even if it wishes, it does not have unlimited resources. And I think we don't need to go back again and again to understanding the meaning of resources. Let's have a final definition here of resources, mawarid. And again, if somebody can quickly translate and post on the group this definition. This is a very good definition of resources, which mawarid, and so we can have a definition of the taruf here. The resources are needed to create value for your customers. They are considered your assets, and they are needed to sustain and support your business. So you see, we saw one definition of operations, and we are now seeing a definition of resource. Do you see any link between resource and operation? Can anyone summarize the linkage between resources and operations? If I ask you to say, what is the link between resource and operation? Very simple, very simple. Maybe you have to just add one word, or if two or three words to make it complete. What do you say? What is the linkage between mawarid and amaliyat? Can we say something? Can we say something you own and use it to make a profit? The process is done. Very good by Fawzia. Very good for doing it in the operation. So this is to be clear for everyone in the class, because this is our second main point to understand for introduction lecture. We must have resources in order to do operations. That is the link between resource and operations, and that is why when we say we are going means Saudi Airlines network, scheduling, or Pepsi's distribution, or any business operation, how are we going to perform? We will perform only by having the resources. And what are resources? Resources are, in nutshell, it is time, money, etc. But just for your knowledge purpose, I have included this classification of resources. It will be useful for us, for you, in other places also, in other courses also, and it's good to, all of these students who are answering good. Sakha, like Ragad, Ram, Bayan. So resources can be physical. Can be what do we call in Arabic? Al mawarid al mad. In Arabic we will call it physical resources. Al maddiya, al mawarid al maddiya. So these are physical resources like raw materials, buildings, vehicles, transportation. These resources are physical. Then there are human resources. Human resources are, for example, muhandis, marketing experts, finance experts, IT experts. These are al mawarid al bashariya, mawarid bashariya. Then there are intellectual resources like brands, patents, partnerships, licensing, etc. These are intellectual, al mawarid al fikriya. And finally we have the al mawarid al maliya. So these are cash, credit. Then we go into the financial markets. You have a course also on financial markets. I am teaching in the boys this time and the last time also. So that's my means specialization. So we learn about the various financial resources which are available to the company, from the bank loan, from the share market, from the bond market, etc. So we learn them. I teach both banking as well as financial markets. So we see how the resources are made available to the business to run its operations. Anyway, that is not our main agenda to focus too much on. This is enough of discussion on the types of resources and etc. But all the students in the class are clear about the linkage between the resources and operations, and also understand the fact that no company in the world, no matter how big it is, there are unlimited resources. There is always a limit on resources, and when there is a limit on resources, even if the resources are unlimited, like we may say, that governments are the owners of the resources, so it may be unlimited. But even the governments, they have some objective that we have to use the resources effectively, efficiently, not waste it. Most of the governments in the world, they are looking for it to ensure that the resources are used effectively. Countries like Japan have demonstrated how to use resources effectively. Okay, so let's go forward. Now come to the manager side. We understand operations, we understand resources. Now let's come to the manager side. So he is the person, she is the person who is responsible, who is in charge of these resources. So from the examples that we had, from marketing, from finance, from HR, from IT, operations are going on. Last week perhaps we discussed that there are levels of management. So all the levels are important. Nobody can say that this level is not required or this is very good. Managers are required to use the resources efficiently. I will prefer if you keep on translating, so that I learn some more Arabic and the other students can also have a better understanding. I am not saying that you don't understand, but it's okay, maybe it may become better. If you wish, it's up to you. So the manager's main task, so we have 3 levels. There are some people on the top who decide about the strategic decisions. Suppose Amazon wants to buy Souk Why did it buy Souk? What is the reason? Why did Jeff Bezos, who is the CEO or the head of Amazon, decided to buy Souk? What would have been the main reason? Because he wanted to. What may be the main reason? Increase sale. And for increasing the sale, he has to find a new market. So he found, he has the resources and he wants to increase the sale. It's full in his part in USA, in the Western countries. He know that the market demand is full. So now I am looking for a new market to increase sale, to make more profits. All of you are right. So he comes to the new market, and then for extension, of course, for extending the business to other markets. So when he comes to the market, this is what type of a decision is this? This is not an operational decision. What type of decision is this? This is who will tell? What is the correct name for this type of decision making in a company, where a new market, a country has to be selected? Who will take this type of decision to start selling in new market? Management? No, all are management, but there are categories of management who do different things. So for example, there is some manager, top manager, very good, Lama is right, top management, Fauziya Lama are right, top management. And what is the technical name for this type of a decision? Anything starting from S? Have you heard something from S in your program so far? These are any word starting with S? S? Many are typing, so I'll give you some time to do. Do it fast. Top manager. I said it should start with S. Such type of decisions to suppliers, maybe. No. Supervisor, no. Listen again. Amazon deciding to strategy. Very good. Now she got it. Strategic decision, not a strategy. Strategic decision. Strategic decision means this is a top level decision which is taken by the top management, and then the rest of the managers have to follow. So now what happens? What is the operation in Amazon? Main operation, taking orders online and selling. That is the operation. So now Jeff Bezos decided, I am going to sell in Middle East also. So that's it. That's an order from the top. Now the operational managers, the supply chain manager or the IT manager, those who are at the front line, those who are at the first level of management, they have to follow. So these are this is the operational level of management. They are the operational managers. They have to perform the task. So there are different levels of management, top, middle and lower level. This lower level management is actually the management who performs, who have to supervise the operations. So this all managers from the top to the operational, they do essentially the same task as we learned in principles of management: planning, organizing, controlling. But in our course, we are basically looking at the operations. So these are the operational managers. They have to do the task. So if I say, courier service, Aramex, what do? They supply goods from one place to the other. They take your product, they take your package and give it to someone. This is an operation. So there is a manager who oversees, who supervises this operation. Okay, shipment, yes, shipment. So this is an operation, and there is a strategic level also there, and tactical level or middle management also, who are deciding, okay, now we have to start operation in USA, we have to start operation in Germany, so that we can increase the business. But operational level, they do the task. Whatever you tell them, they have to perform. They don't do it themselves, they get it done by others. So we say that a manager is someone who is supposed to make decisions to make the best use of available resources. Available is a very important term, because we said that the resources are not unlimited, they are limited. So every company will give limited resources to the manager, and with that limited resource, you have to perform, you have to do the best possible. For that, you have to decide, how can I use? So I gave my 4 students, I want to start a new business, and we are going to start a new business. I give seed money to 4 students. All of them got the money, they are the manager, they have to start the operation. Now each one of them will use it differently. So the best manager will be the one who will make the best use of that money. Similarly, you can get people. You have 4 people, all of you get 4 people to start to do some activity. All of you will be judged on how best you use the people, the people who are working under you. Those are the resources. So who is a good manager? A good manager is a person who is able to make the best use of available resources. So best use is a subjective term. I mean, it's related to which word we just had. Who will tell? Can you relate it with any word that we just had in the discussion so far? Best use, can you convert it in any other word with E? Kafa, yes. Not in Arabic, but in English, efficiency. Very good. So you understand efficient use of resources, and we already explained efficiency, that the output should be more. And suppose I am a teacher, you are students, we are doing an operation. Who is the manager? The manager is the chair, who is the head, the Rais al-Qism. He is the manager, he is the operational manager. So he will be looking at the operation going on in different courses and see, is it going on well or not, is it going on efficiently or not. So the manager has to ensure that he uses the resources in the best possible manner. Kafa, yes, you're right. Let's move forward to now the last part of the discussion. So if we say the main task of a manager is decision making, so we now come to the last conclusive part of this introduction in operations research, is that the manager's main task is what? Decision making regarding the best use of resources. How to make the best use of resources? Decision making, qarar. We call it qarar. Qarar regarding what? The use of resources. Some people get people, some managers will get people, some managers will get money, some ittikhaz al-qarar, some people will get time. So different resources will be given to different managers based on their operation. Some people will get technology. Now it's up to the manager, every single manager, he or she must be using the resources in the best possible manner, efficiently. So that's the main task of manager. So what we are saying, it's all about decision making. So before we see how operations research or management science can help us, we will just go slightly more detail in more detail into decision making. اتخاذ القرار. What is it? Is it any process? How can we explain it in a scientific manner? So like for example, a scheduling system in Saudi Airlines, there is an operations manager who take a decision, yes, we are going to fly from Jeddah to New York, Jeddah to Washington, Jeddah to Delhi, Jeddah to Karachi, right? So there is a decision he has to take. And what is the result? The result is that he has made the best use of resources. There is another manager who also has made the same schedule, but he has chosen different cities. So there has to be a benchmark, and we can say that he is a better decision maker. So let's come. Yes, very good. Muruj says choosing from alternatives. Khayar Ben, what is it called? I forgot. Yesterday the students translated. Choosing between two or more alternatives. Khayarat, yeah. Badilin or aksar, yes. Two or more. I remember now. So decision making is the process of choosing between two or more alternatives. Now what we see here, we are now trying to make it scientific. The process means that there is something we can explain. Decision making is a process. And what is the process? Process of choosing between two or more alternatives. So let's go back again to the scheduling system. What is the choice? The choice to fly from Jeddah to New York, Jeddah to Delhi, Jeddah to Australia, Jeddah to Nigeria. And as an operational manager, I have to choose, because I only have one flight or two flights, and I have to fly to different destinations. I can only fly to three. I have to choose three out of so many cities in the world, and for that I have to do decision making. So decision making is between two or more alternatives. Can it be applied in other places? Yes, in our personal lives also. Yes, Amal Asharif is correct. We must ensure to choose the best option. So we understand that decision making is a process of choosing between two or more alternatives in an operation. So in the operation, there is different way we can do it, or there are different results we can target. There are different ways we can do. Choosing between them is called decision making. So now comes the next part, that is how many types. Only 10 more minutes, okay, just 10. I'll complete soon. Decision making, one is quantitative, the other is qualitative. Both of them are very much integral part of companies. Managers perform both type of decision making, because sometimes one will not be possible at all. In others, the qualitative will not be possible or will not be feasible at all. But we know that there are two types of decision making. So I mean, instead of explaining this too much, let me just have it from you, because by looking at the words you can easily tell which of the following decision making use numbers. The decision is based on number. Quantitative or qualitative? Quantitative. So all of you understand that. Quantitative. Kimmi or adadi, and the other is noi, as I kimmia, and the other is noia or noi or adadi, wasfi. Yes, these are qualitative. So it's clear to all the students that quantitative is what and qualitative is what. Now let's take an example. Suppose I gave this example yesterday also. You want to pursue masters. You are all in undergrad. You want to do masters. You make a list of 4 countries to go for. You say USA, UK, Australia, Malaysia. You made a list of 4 countries, and you are going for. You don't want to take chance. You want to go for a quantitative decision making. So what do? You go and check for the rating of the countries in terms of education. There are many ratings available in the world, isn't it? You can check the ratings of the countries in educational level. Who is at number 1, number 2? Based on that rating, you see that USA is at number 1, UK is number 2, Australia is 3, Malaysia is 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody knows that number 1 means the top, number 2 means the next, number 3. So when we decide on number, obviously if I am just going by this number, my only factor is the number, then obviously it's very easy to decide. I'll choose number 1 and go for USA because it is number 1. I'm just giving an example. It's not like it is true. It may be different also. Maybe in some of the fields, like for example executive business, INSEAD is maybe more than USA. The INSEAD Business School of France, it is known for executive education, executive business programs. Operations research, maybe some of the schools in UK must be better than USA. So I'm just giving a general example that in terms of numbers, we say that okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's easy for me to select. And another important feature of this decision making is that suppose I take example of 4 students. Eliane is there. I'm not preferring anyone. The last 4 which I am seeing in the WhatsApp group, Eliane, Salma, Abir and Fawzia. 4 students are there. 5, 4, okay. And if they use quantitative, will they all get the same result? Will they all choose USA? If they go by number only, what do you say? Yes or no? If they all use the quantitative method, the rating is the same, the source is the same, they will all get the same result, isn't it? So that's why quantitative is a scientific method, because it is explicit, it can be explained, and it can be repeated. It can be, that's science. Science is something which doesn't depend upon humans. It doesn't depend upon humans. It depends upon the system or the method. So if you use the same method, if you use 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen, what do you get? H2O is what? Do you know? If suppose Gharam uses H2 and O, and Eliane uses H2 and O, and Shahad uses H2 and O, as a result they will all get what? Will they get different things or the same thing? What is that thing? You know what is the, who has the formula H2O? You are science students, huh? You studied science. Very good. So it's water. That's science. That is quantitative decision making. So no matter it, yes, very good. So that means you understood. We have to be very clear in operations research. We will be using certain method, and the beauty of or the feature of that method is that it is explicit and articulated. It is scientific. The qualitative methods, again, the same 4 students, say we are not going to use number, but we will take opinion. We will take the advice of our seniors. They choose the same 4 seniors, one studying in USA. You are understanding my example, huh? Listening carefully, just 5 minutes so that this is clear to all. Could you again this please? I didn't get you clearly. You mean this quantitative and qualitative example? Okay, I'll explain again. When I explain qualitative, you will understand the quantitative as well. So in the qualitative, there are 4 students, A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, and they decided that we cannot just rely on number, we want to take advice. So they identified 4 students, 4 seniors. One is studying in US, one is studying in UK, one in Australia, and one in Malaysia. So all the 4 students called them at different times and said, what do you suggest? Should we come and study here in Malaysia? Should we come and study in Australia, USA, UK? So the students studying there, they give their views. All 4 contacted the same people, but at different times. But the result is, do you think the result will be the same? No. The result is that student number A, when she contacted the senior in Australia, although Australia is number 2 as per ranking and she is studying there, but she was not happy. She was personally not happy. She had some problem. She told one day ago to another student that you can come here, it's a very good place. But today she changed. So in human there is a bias, isn't it? In human, that's what we understand. We have already understood this in organizational behavior, in principles of management. It will change. So for example, if you see my recording, I didn't record yesterday. If you look at my recording, yesterday's lecture, 2 lectures, today's lecture, then I'll take again, it will be different. It cannot be 100% same. But if a robot is speaking, suppose in after a year or so, robots are teaching you. So what will happen? They will. It will be 100% the same. It will be recorded. Of course, artificial intelligence will make it much more intelligent, isn't it? It will also, like as Moruj said earlier, so flexible teachers. So the robot teachers will be flexible. They will be able to adapt also. They will be much more intelligent than a normal robot. So what will they do? They will adapt as per the students' understanding, and that may make it much better. So the humans, or when we don't rely on numbers or a method, we just take opinions, then the results are different. But which is better or which is not better, there cannot be a single answer. In management, we know that there are many operations where, in operations generally, quantitative method works, but in a strategic level, when we take a strategic decision, only quantitative doesn't work. We have to also take qualitative, like when we decide going into a new market. But when it comes to operational, we have to perform certain tasks. We can most of the times use quantitative or number based methods to find the solution, to select. Suppose another example. Now I think Shahad will be clear. Suppose there are two suppliers. You understand supplier, all of you? Means you don't need to, there is no doubt, suppliers. Every company, they buy raw materials or parts, accessories from suppliers. So there are 2 suppliers, and that in the supply side also there are many suppliers, hundreds of suppliers. So there is a company who produces laptops, and they have to buy Morid, yes, you're right. They have to buy screens of the laptop. So they don't produce a screen, they buy from some supplier. Now they are looking for suppliers, there are many suppliers, so they shortlisted 2. Now these 2, there is a body that rates them. So they have ranked these 2 suppliers. They say supplier number 1 has got 90 out of 100 based on several parameters. Supplier number 2 has got 95 out of 100 on several parameters. Obviously, it's easy for me to decide which is the better supplier I should go for. 95 is a higher number, so I choose supplier number 2. This is quantitative method. This is enough. I mean, just read more. If you have any doubt, you can ask, because it's easy, very simple, and the more I explain, it will become more and more complicated. I mean, this is enough. Number based decision making and text based decision making. Number based is quantitative and qualitative is opinion, text. No clear scientific method. All right. So this is ways of decision making. And when we say link everything, we come to the last part of the lecture today, the introduction, that is, what is management science then, or operations research? It is the application of quantitative. Everybody is clear that it means numerical, number or mathematics. Scientific, I mean, I already explained. If I wait for a few seconds to see if you can tell me what did you understand by scientific. What is your understanding? What is scientific? How do we say that something is scientific? No, only depending on number is not scientific. Scientific is something else. Quick, please. Depends on fact. Okay. Depends on number, depends on fact. Anything more? Ilmi, on science. That's what I am asking. What is science? Why do we say that it is a scientific method? Something is scientific. Okay, let me just complete because it's late now. Scientific means something which doesn't depend upon humans or doesn't depend upon the tools. It depends upon the method. It can be repeated. So, and principles of science. It depends upon methods and principles. It doesn't depend upon humans. So, there may be different humans performing the same calculation, 1 plus 1, but all of them will get the same result, 2. As we saw in the qualitative, this is not true. It will vary. So, scientific means repetitive, methodical and formal, yeah, of course. So, it is a qualitative scientific methods to decision making. Why do we do? Objective of improving the quality of managerial decisions. We have to memorize this definition, or you can take other definition also from any other book with the source. If in exam you have to write, remember the source always. Where did you get the definition from? That's it. And last part, we spend just, while I take the attendance, you can post your answers to these 9 questions. You saw the video, and once I finish the attendance, because this is history, we don't want to go into too much detail. You already saw the video. OR Society is one of the best sources to learn more and more about OR. Okay, so I take the attendance. After I finish the attendance, you start posting answers for all the 9 together. Okay, all 9 in one post. No need to worry about scores or bonus, etc. Just post it with the answers, and I can take the attendance in the meantime in one message, right? In one message, all 9 answers, and then I will quickly summarize the answers, and I will stop recording now.